Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of Poolzcast. We are having an AMA today with Abdul from the Goracle project. And welcome to this AMA.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Likewise. So we have a few questions about the projects, given the idea is coming on pools and the community is really interested in this project, especially being one of the big projects in the Algorand ecosystem. So the first thing I wanted to know is, could you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your role at the project?
Absolutely. So my name is Abdul Osman. I'm the CEO and founder of Goracle. We started back in September 2021. And the reason why we were building this was we were actually building a sports application on Algorand before this. And we realized we didn't have an Oracle that could fit our needs, not just on Algorand, but across the space, Oracle that provides high quality sports data very fast. And we started also building the Oracle for our project. So what ended up happening was we presented the Oracle in a hackathon. It won first place. And there was a lot of projects reaching out to us saying, hey, I actually need this Oracle as well. Let me know when this is going live. And instead of focusing on the sports project, we realized like this Oracle is actually such a big need. And that's why we ended up focusing on the Oracle. My personal background, I've studied business and computer science. I've worked as a project analyst, business project management, a software engineer throughout my career. And, kind of the best of both worlds. And I'm able to use that on this project.
Amazing. Great to know. Now, I would like to know a bit more about the platform itself. What's different from your platform and others? What are some of the unique selling points that you're offering in Goracle?
Yeah, when we started, we needed a way to get large amounts of data on chain very quickly, similar to how Web2 request response model. Many of the oracles out there right now focused heavily at that time, at least, on spot prices. So the current price of Bitcoin or the current price of Ethereum, and projects needed a lot more than that. If you're a DeFi app, you need volume, liquidity, price change. If you're a sports app, you need scores and odds. If you're building weather or insurance apps, you need NFT data. So you also might need off-chain computation because on-chain computation is very limited, or you might want to store large amounts of data off-chain. And so Goracle allows you to do all of that in one place with one request call.
Wow, that's really cool to know. And I guess, considering you might have some competitors in the space, what is a key differentiator between Goracle and the competitors being different?
Yeah. The biggest, obviously, is Chainlink. Everybody knows about Chainlink and what they've been doing, and they've really done a lot to advance the oracles in the space. Chainlink is a bit focused on more Ethereum, whereas there's a lot of projects right now. I'd say majority of projects tend to use their own oracle. And the reason for that is oracles are very hard to build. They're almost as difficult as layer ones. The oracle problem has really not been solved yet. And when you look at how many L1s there's a lot. How many dexes, all kinds of apps, there's a lot. But when you look at how many good oracles there's less than 10, maybe 5 or 4 really good ones. And the reason for that is it's very technical, very hard to build. And so when you look at why that is, it's because, you got to have the exact same security as a blockchain. You have to prove that the data is real. And what we do is we use a lot of consensus mechanisms that allows us to get large amounts of data on chain quickly, because we use Algorand's cryptographic sortition protocols. And what that does is it allows hundreds or even thousands of node runners to get data and say, that's exactly what I got. confirm that they got the same data and put it on chain, but to do it in a very fast way.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Definitely. Now, maybe given that the project is also, as you said, quite complex in nature, would be a good segue to talk a bit about more your extended team, some of the partners that you have, partner projects, and some of your backers.
Yeah, so our biggest backer is Algorand, right? The layer one. They did not have Oracle at all on that chain. And we're able to come in and really monopolize that space. You look at, some of the other packers like Borderless, they're one of the biggest VCs in this space. And once we have the product built, we have backers like Cointelegraph, who is able to help our media presence really go across chains once we start to grow. Because you can't just build the best technical product. You also need a marketing team behind it. And we're really glad to have that diversity in backers. Our team, highly technical group, we have people who've worked at Amazon, Deutsche Bank, LabCorp. Our entire team is on our light paper. You can see their actual qualifications, but we have electrical engineers, data scientists, cryptographers with PhDs in applied mathematics, masters in statistics, computer science. We also have marketing professionals with over 20 years of experience. And I'm not going to go into every single one, but over 15 people in our team with an average of 8 to 10 years experience. And so we've been building this for over a year and a half now. And for a complex product, it needs a team that can execute. And if you check out our light paper, you can read about everybody's bios and see exactly who's behind this.
That's amazing. Great to know all the qualifications and information. I'll share a link as well in my channel in the Pools channel once the video is published about the white paper, so people can access from the community. Now, the key topic people always like to talk about is the tokenomics. So could you tell us a bit about the GORA token? What is the utility for it, for the users, and why should they hold it, basically?
Yeah, so there's 4 key utility for the token. The first one is if you're a customer using our Oracle, you're going to pay for computation, you're going to pay for making calls, for data using the token. And that will go to the data providers, and some of that will go to the node runners. If you want to operate nodes on our network, you have to stake the GORA token to be able to get the data on chain. So that's kind of the way our pure proof of stake works. You stake the token, now you can fetch data and put it on chain. If you're not technical enough to run a node, the third use case is you can delegate your tokens to the security of the network. So if you believe in oracles and you believe they're going to shape the future of Web3, you can buy the Goracle token and help the ecosystem grow by delegating that to one of the 40 or 50 validators that we will have at launch. Of course, you can also help shape the future by participating in the governance. So we have the Goracle DAO, and if you go to the Goracle testnet, you'll see all the different proposals that people put up. You'll see all the different votes that are going on. And it's another way for people to make sure that the Oracle that they're investing in and being a part of is heading in the right direction.
Okay, yeah, that's great to know. Now, as a business, how does the platform, and the token lead to revenue generation for you? I mean, you answered some of it already, but maybe more.
Yeah, so as a customer, you can execute off-chain data. As you know, smart contracts, you can only do so much, right? With that limited computation, there's not such complex applications. And so you can use our node network to run more complex. And I'll give you an example. If you want to run some AI or machine learning models, it's impossible to do that on chain. So you can do that on our network and pay for computation. You can't store megabytes worth of data on chain. So you can store that on the node network and just pay the gas fees. And those gas fees will go to the node operators. And a small portion of that will go to the development of the protocol. But if whoever is buying the token to help the system grow, the best bet is to put that tokens to use and put it as a delegated token to the validators, and they will be able to earn part of those fees. Of course, there's also the data subscriptions where they pay for the data providers, and a small percentage of that goes to Goracle as well. And so, you just need about 4 to 5 quality customers to actually break even. Once you hit 10 or more customers, that's revenue positive.
Amazing. Great explanation. Now, maybe share a little bit also about your plans and roadmap.
Yeah, so Algorand's going to be our first battlefield, right? We're going to come onto Algorand. We're going to really help the ecosystem grow by providing this uh, Oracle service on here. However, we talked to many different layer ones, and a lot of them are also asking the same thing. Can we get you to build on this network? And the reason is by having a sophisticated Oracle, a lot of these layer ones are going to see applications that can do a lot more than just what they have now. And so, our roadmap includes blockchains like Polygon, where we're already working with Kicks, which is a football trading app, and they're already in testnet using our feeds, right? There's Arbitrum, there's Say Network on Cosmos. And so our future, by the end of this year, we're going to try to be live on all of these chains.
Wow. Okay. Big expansion then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say because Goracle, the node network, is a separate network, and the smart contracts that we write for each chain just allow them to request data. And so when we expand to different chains, we just have to build the smart contracts that request the data because the node network was all the heavy lifting, is what took the longest time.
Yeah. Now that makes sense. Amazing. Now,
Yeah.
I guess moving to the community side of questions, as you know, Pools has a big community. I mean, even I'm in Australia, you're in Europe, hence the difference between the jacket and the t-shirt. But could you tell us a bit about the community-related plans and campaigns that you have? And have you had any, I don't know, until now, any testnet, any opportunity for people to learn more about the product, or anything that you will have upcoming for rewards?
Yeah, great question, actually. And we've been running a testnet since January, where both technical and non-technical people were able to submit many different tasks. And we saw tens of thousands of people participate. There are rewards for it, but I know a lot of the people who were participating ended up loving the project because there's running nodes, completing surveys. There's even a task for submitting memes to help keep our developers laughing and happy while we develop, right? So, there's if you go to testnet-app.goracle.io, I'm sure you'll provide the link. There's many ways to earn some rewards by participating in incentivized testnet. We've already had a lot of people participate, and it was really valuable to get their feedback.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely a good move to have testnet. Now, I guess, as you know, the IDO is going to be on Pools on the 28th of June, so in a few days from now. And what are your plans, I guess, coming close to the IDO, especially after the IDO and listing? And is there any sort of pieces of info or alpha that you want to share with the community of Pools?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got about 2 or 3 exchanges confirmed. We're waiting to have a kind of big announcement around them later this week. We're really excited to partner with Pools because, as we focus on Algorand, a lot of people are opening Algorand wallets for the first time, and Pools being chain agnostic is really able to introduce, yeah, there you go. They're really able to introduce these new ecosystems to people who may have not heard about before. So at launch and for the first month or two, we're really excited to get all these people onto Algorand, checking out the ecosystem and playing around in it. But then also keep these community members on our journey as we expand to all these different chains and really having people feel like they can be a part of something. With decentralized applications, the community is really what's going to power the future of the application. And having that ownership is one of the things that makes token and token ownership unique about this space. People feel like they own shares in the product. So with the launch on Pools, we're really excited to tap into that community. We're also excited about some of the exchange lists coming up, and down the road, the multi-chain expansion.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, great. Thanks for sharing that. And you touched on the point of, people are now joining Algorand, using your wallet, as you said, just as they get more familiar. Maybe in a minute, if you have a time, could you let me know what would be like some of the key features of Algorand, because you picked Algorand as your one of the primary, I guess, chains to use.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but Silvio McCallie, who is the inventor of Algorand blockchain, is also the inventor of zero knowledge proofs and many of the cryptographic primitives that are in use in blockchain. Without Silvio McCallie and what he's done, a lot of the blockchain things that we take for granted today may not even be around. And so when you look at the design of Algorand and how fast, it's probably the fastest network, instant finality, right? It's just the technology is extremely advanced compared to some other layer ones, and it's extremely underrated. It's not as flashy as some of the big other ones, but when you look at the technology of it, in the 4 years it's been up, it's never had a single second of downtime. It's never ever forked, and it never can fork. And there's just a lot of cool things about the technology.
Well, thanks a lot for that. I learned something new as well about Algorand, so that's great.
Absolutely.
Now we are reaching the end of this AMA. First of all, I want to really thank you for your awesome answers and also teaching me something new and the community about your project and the ecosystem of Algorand. Now, any final remarks, final words, anything you want to share about the project before we wrap up?
Yeah, so I mean, join our testnet. I think that's kind of the biggest thing here. We do tons of different AMAs, so following our Twitter, and also really cool activity coming up is our testnet doesn't just end when we launch our mainnet. As an Oracle, there's a lot of projects using Goracle. And so a lot of the community members will get alpha and they'll get to test some of the new protocols that are building on Goracle. And a lot of times they'll earn rewards from those projects. The first one coming up next week is Kicks Digital, which is a football trading app. So highly recommend, if you're not already in Goracle testnet, to join the Goracle testnet.
Yeah, I'm a football fan, so I'll be joining.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
What's your favorite team?
Inter Milan.
Okay. Yeah, good team.
Yeah, good. Sad to lose to Manchester City, but they're very good too.
Yeah, no, definitely a good team. Yeah, so thanks a lot for sharing that as well with the community. I'm definitely gonna put the link for the testnet as well as a guide for people on the channel. And really appreciate your time today to join the AMA on Pools. Just a final reminder for everyone who's going to watch this video. The IDO on Pools is going to be on the 28th of this month. And to join, you stake 250 Pool X tokens or more, join the whitelist, and then you're eligible to participate, basically. I'm very excited personally. So yeah, I look forward to that. And I wish you the best of luck, mate.
Thanks, man. We'll see everybody there.